into this module, you are expected to define quantitative research, identify the characteristics of a good quantitative research, and enumerate the strengths and weaknesses of quantitative research. Practical Research 1 is about Deborah, Debbie. Walang mic si Deborah. Yes, any volunteer who would like to answer my question? What is Practical Research 1 about?
Mahina daw po yung connect.
Yes, mahina yung connection ni Deborah. Any volunteer who would like to help Deborah?
Sir, kind of research.
Yeah, you remember the kinds of research that we had. What else?
Goals of research.
Yes, Victoria. Thank you very much, Jenny.
What is research po? What are the importance, purpose of research? Ganun, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, so Practical Research 1 is about qualitative research, and we discussed there too what you mentioned, diba? And also for Practical Research 2, we're going to define what is quantitative research. So, introduction to quantitative research. We all know that research is an important part of our life. Without research, the things that we use today, such as our phones and television, would not be made. Okay, so in this lesson, you are to learn more about quantitative research. But first, let us recall. So as we go along with the module, I would like you to answer your module. Okay? So let's recall. Complete the table below by comparing qualitative and quantitative research. Choose your answers below. Okay, so let's start with measure and test. Quantitative or qualitative? John?
Sir, quantitative.
Quantitative. Very good. So where are we going to put that? Common purpose, approach, data collection, research independence, or samples?
Sample.
No. Malayo na siya dun sa 5. Okay. Yes?
Common purpose, sir.
Very good. That is the common purpose, to measure and test. Very good, ang galing. Okay, how about observe and interpret? Quantitative or qualitative?
Quantitative, sir.
Observe and interpret. We just
Qualitative.
very good. That's qualitative. Saan yan? Common purpose, approach, or data collection?
Data collection.
Sige, pwede rin. Okay. Another. Next, unstructured or free form. When you say unstructured or free form, the research is being made as data come along. You don't have much full grasp of the data or data may change as time goes
Quality.
by. That's
The
qualitative.
qualitative.
Very good, Kylie. And the other guy who I didn't catch the name. Yes, okay, very good. That's unstructured. Unstructured is qualitative. Where is that?
Samples.
Sa samples
Sir, approach.
or moreover, saan?
Data.
Research, sir.
Data
Research
collection approach. Very good. Next, test hypothesis. Test hypothesis are specific questions.
Quantitative.
Quantitative, sir.
Very good. That's quantitative. Sino yung dalawang sumagot? That's John Nobela and Mark Estares. Okay, very good. Okay, so where are we going to put that?
Approach, sir.
Test hypothesis or specific question. The data approach. Okay, next. Small samples often in natural setting.
Qualitative po.
Qualitative. Very good, Jude. Okay, where are you going to put that?
Sir, data collection approach.
Yung small samples.
Ay, samples po.
Okay, so samples natin ilagay. Next, discover ideas with general research object.
Qualitative.
Lolito, that's qualitative.
Sir, quanti.
That's quantitative, the general research object. Okay, so we're going to put that.
Research independence.
Approach.
The data collection approach. Next, large samples to produce generalizable results.
Sir, quantitative.
Quantitative, and then we're going to put that sa samples ng quantitative. Yes, okay. Next, researcher involved observer results are objective. Yes, the results are objective. Yes, Kenneth?
Qualitative, sir.
Is that qualitative?
Quantitative.
That's quantitative according to Aljun. And then we're going to put that on
Independence.
Independent.
Data collection.
research independence. Next, research in intimately involved. Yung kasama ka doon, nakikiisa ka doon sa mga samples.
Qualitative.
Qualitative, and the results are subjective. We're going to put that sa qualitative research independence. Very good. Next, structured response categories provided.
No, qualitative.
Quali,
Quanti pala, sir.
quantitative. Okay, then we're going to put that sa
Saan, sir? Sa
collection.
yes. Because yung katapat niya, yung unstructured, ito naman, structured. So thank you very much with your participation. You did great. And now let's proceed to the let's explore. When are we going to use qualitative versus quantitative research? When to use qualitative versus quantitative research? Quantitative data can help you see the big picture. Qualitative data adds the details and can also give a human voice to your survey result. Quantitative data count, no? And then the data, the sample, no, represent the totality or the whole population. But for qualitative data, the data speaks through qualitative information, through interview. While for quantitative data, it just counts how many, and then it represents the whole. Next, let's explore. Let's see how to use each method in research project. For quantitative research, we formulate hypotheses. Qualitative research helps you gather detailed information on a topic. You can use it to initiate your research by discovering the problem or opportunities people are thinking about. Those ideas can become hypotheses to be proven through quantitative research. Last practical research one, I asked you to formulate a problem. Okay, you interviewed people of a certain problem, no, or phenomenon that happened in your community. What I want you to do this semester is we're going to form that into quantitative research. Through interview, you were able to establish or to know what are the following responses of those people to your topic or research problem. For this, for this semester, you're going to formulate hypothesis how to solve that problem. Again, the problem was established in practical research 1. You interviewed people. And then based on the data that you have gathered through interview, I want you to formulate this semester hypotheses how you are going to solve that problem based on the interview you had last semester. Next is validating your hypothesis. Quantitative research will get you numbers that you can apply statistical analysis in order to validate your hypothesis. Was that problem real or just someone's perception? The hard facts obtained will enable you to make decisions based on objective observation. Through established and validated instruments, you will now be able to formulate answer to your question. Yung nakaraan is mga opinion or mga observation ng ibang tao na inyong nakuha through interview, but now you need to know now whether those opinion or interview can be validated through numbers. Okay? So for example, 7 out of 10 ang nagsasabi na we have good administration. Okay. Or for example, sa pandemic na to, 9 out of 10 ang nagsasabi na malalagpasan natin ang pandemic na ito. Then masasabing dahil isa lang ang nagsasabing hindi natin malalagpasan ang pandemic na ito, it doesn't count a number. Because the bigger number out of 10 possible, 10 highest possible number, we got 9 or 90%. Okay? So, yeah. Let's see how to use each method in research project by finding general answers. Quantitative research usually has more respondents than qualitative research. It is because for qualitative research, we tend to interview people who has valid experience on your particular question. But now, for quantitative research, they are going to state the perceptions of the few will represent the many. Because it is easier to conduct a multiple choice survey than a series of interview or focus groups. Now, your sample for this semester, you will try to know if they agree on the opinion of those you interviewed last semester. Therefore, it can help you definitely answer broad questions like, do people prefer you to your competitors, or which of your company's services are most important? What advertisement is most appealing? Okay, incorporating the human element. Quantitative research incorporates the human element. Qualitative research can also help in the final stage of your project. The quotes you obtain from open-ended questions can put a human voice to the objective numbers and trends in your results. Many times, it helps to hear your customer describe your company in their own words to uncover your blind spots. Qualitative data will get you that. Okay, so for example, you're trying to make a research sa inyong community last time for example, the research topic is what are the what best business opportunity or business establishment can give you a huge opportunity to succeed in Signal Village, no? For example lang 'yon. So nag-interview ka ng mga tao, and many of the people will tell you can put up milk tea business. For example lang 'yon. So nag-put up ka ng milk tea business. And then you are going to ask people what are the qualities they like sa pag-establish ng milk tea business. So sinabi nila yung ambience, ganito, ganyan. So na-establish mo na yung mga kagustuhan nila. Like ambience, yung design, yung uniqueness ng kanilang flavor and everything. Now, in your quantitative research, na-establish mo na yung research mo. Now, magkakanda ka ngayon ng quantitative research, how people like your business based on the interview you had before. So, for example, nilagay mo yung environment, example lang. On a scale of 1 to 5, how do you like the environment of my business? So 1 to 5. 5 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. 5 is excellent, 1 is poor. So they may choose on the range of 1 to 5 how excellent your environment is. Again, yung word o yung factor na environment ay nanggaling sa iyong interview, sa iyong past research. Okay. Next, yung variety of flavors. How do you like the variety of flavors of my business? On a scale of 1 to 5. Again, from 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest, and so on. So, you incorporate the objectivity of your research will tell you how the likeness of the people on your particular business. Can you follow, guys? Any question? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, can you help me read the second characteristics of quantitative research?
Sir, ako.
Yes, Dexter, please.
Ay, ang haba pa lang.
Kaya nga
Structured
pinatao
research
ko eh.
methods. Structural research methods like questionnaires, polls, and surveys are used to conduct quantitative research. In-depth information about the preferences of the audience can be drawn using these structured research methods. Moreover, with the help of the internet and social media, it is effortless to reach the vast population irrespective of geographical boundaries. You can pay to run your survey and survey ad on various social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, etc., and can collect the opinion of a large population. In addition to this, these research methods are easy to conduct through offline means. Also, a participant is only required to fill out sa questionnaire and is not required to be part of the research process of a long time.
Okay, so that is a structure. Thank you very much, Dexter, for helping me read that long explanation about the structured research method. So when we say structured research method, the established questions cannot be changed. So you just stick to your objective of your minumulto na naman ako. Anyway, so when you say structured research method, we refer to the established question based on the theories and everything. And you cannot, you just stick to the objective BT of your question based on the set problems and everything. So kahit may walang ibang data, walang bagong data na makakapag-interfere kasi nakafix ka lang doon sa iyong research problem and then to your hypothesis and to your theory na pinagbasihan ng iyong research. What are the characteristics of quantitative research? Number one, large sample. Tama ba? Tapos na tayo. Okay. The first and foremost characteristic of quantitative research is the large sample to conduct research, while for uh, while sa qualitative research natin na nakaraan, we choose the the interviewee based on the need of your study. For this one, you get the few to represent the whole. The quantitative research is done on a large number of audience to ensure reliability. The sample size used in quantitative research represents the whole target market. Okay, may I ask somebody to read number 3?
So, sir,
Yes, Kenneth.
Highly reliable outcome. The outcome of quantitative research methods is quite reliable, as participants of the research face closed-ended questions. Therefore, there are fewer chances of getting wrong information or wrong information from the participants. Quantitative research met Quantitative research methods are used for industrial research purposes because of its reliability. Moreover, the outcome of quantitative research is easy to understand and explain. The researchers present present the outcome of the research to get the approval of the management, and management can understand this information quickly because it is represented in the form of tables and graphs.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. Okay, so when we say highly reliable outcome, it is because no additional data, dahil na sinasabi ko, and no vague information or another information will come along. You just stick to ask the participants or your samples on their perception on a scale of 1 to 5. Again, you're going to ask your participants perception or how they see what you are asking on a scale of 1 to 5. So, ang tanong lang, 1 to 5, yes or no, ganoon. Pero, no additional, wala na explain. Okay? Unlike sa qualitative, more of explanation. Quantitative research methods are used for industrial research commonly. But for experimental research din, okay, ginagamit din ang quantitative research. It is quick, mabilis siyang gawin rather than qualitative research. Ang qualitative research kasi yun nga, gaya ng sabi ko, as new information comes along, nababago kasi you have to explain why nag-appear yung panibagong data na yan. So, lumalaki or nagsasanga-sanga ang research mo sa qualitative, unlike sa quantitative, fix ka lang kung ano yung problema, sasagutin lang siya ng yes or no or on the scale of 1 to 5. Ganoon. Next is we have the reusable outcome. Can I call anyone to read number 4, reusable outcome?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
also.
Kane.
Reusable outcome. Another characteristic of quantitative research is that the outcome of quantitative research can be used multiple times. Data collected for one research purpose can be used for the prior study of another research problem. Sometimes researchers make the use of the outcome of research for similar research problems, which reduces the expense and time required for conducting research. For example, if you have researched how much money a man will be willing to pay to buy an electronic gadget, you can use the output of the previous study to get a reliable answer to the research problem of how much a man will be willing to pay to buy an earphone. In this way, the outcome of the previous research problem is used to support the output of new but related research problems.
Thank you very much, Kane. Okay, so when you say reusable outcome, yung mga research, that's why sa ating chapter 2 ng ating study, laging merong review of related literature and study. We review the past collected studies, no, yung mga nakarang studies, and ginagawa mo siyang reference to interpret your new study or to support your new study. Through this, mas nababalidate ang information na nagather mo sa ngayon because of the past information. Okay, so ayun yung ibig sabihin ng reusable outcome. Bukod sa books, meron ding mga past studies. Yes, from caregiving, please read number 5.
Ako na po, sir.
Yes, Jude, oo.
Close-ended questions.
Yes.
Another characteristic of quantitative research is close-ended questions. Close-ended questions answer are more specific and right to the question than the open-ended questions. Responses to open-ended questions are more detailed and scattered, and it requires real skills to pick out the answer that you need.
True.
Moreover, responses to close-ended questions are more reliable than the answers to questions of open-ended questions. In addition to this, people also prefer to answer close-ended questions than open-ended questions for
Correct.
various reasons. The following are a few examples of close-ended questions. How often do you shop online? How often do you pay for the subscription of a mobile app? How much are you ready to pay to buy a women's health magazine? The answer to the above questions would be in numerical form, which can be used to derive meaningful conclusions.
Correct. And thank you very much, Jude. When we say close-ended question, these are questions that can be easily These are questions that are quantifiable or can be counted, can be easily counted. Okay? Mabibilang mo agad. Unlike sa qualitative data, open-ended question, you have to pick up the information, yung mga important details na sinabi niya and how many times nag-appear yon sa bawat interview mo. I don't know kung na-discuss ko kung inabot natin to sa ICT, yung pag-interpret ng question. Nakapag-interview kayo last time?
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi. Inabot na tayo ng lockdown. Okay, anyway, Based sa yung interview doon sa mga nakaraan, ipipick up mo how many times nag-appear uh, yung answers na may same color. When I say same color, meaning to say, may iisang idea. Okay? Iba-iba man ang pagkakasabi, pero iisa lang yung idea. Okay? Maaaring iba yung pagkaka-explain ng isa dun sa pangalawa, pero magkapares lang sila ng sinasabi. Kaya ang tawag doon, mga prevailing data o yung mga nag-appear na data. Yun ang bibilangin mo at pagsasamahin and then interpret it using the literature. But for this quantitative research, most of the time, your study will be what they call this, will be supported by the previous studies. Moreover, supported. Although meron pa rin literature, pero mas malakas ang support ng mga study. At ang study na nagsusupport sa iyong mga studies, related studies na nagsusupport sa iyong study should be not older than 10 years or studies na established 10 years before. Basta. Hi, Ken. Okay, tapos na tayo kasi dumating na si Ken. Charot. Joke lang. Okay, next. Number 6, numerical outcome. Could you please read, Cedric?
Numerical outcome. The outcome of quantitative research is always in numerical form. For example, the result of research can be represented in percentage, range of numbers. A numerical output is easy to read and understand, and it's easy to reduce a conclusion from the numerical outcome than a detailed result.
Thank you very much, Cedric. So, it is easy to deduce a conclusion from the numerical outcome than a detailed result. Because you just, for example, you just say, may 10 kang sample, 7 voted na yung iyong milk tea, example naman milk tea, parang milk tea ako ngayong araw na to. Ang business mo na milk tea is found very good, or the scale of 1 to 5, 5 is excellent. Very good lang ang iyong milk tea shop. So number 4 siya. So dahil 7 ang nagsabi na very good, then ang iyong milk tea shop ay very good lang, hindi siya excellent. Okay? So magkakaroon ka ng generalized thought or conclusion based sa sinabi, okay, ng nakararami. Okay, generalization of outcome. Pares lang yung pagkaka-explain ko. No? The outcome of quantitative research can be generalized easily for the whole population. Yung 7 out of 10, yung 7, generalize niya yung 10. Okay, so dahil 7 nagsabi, yung 3 na natitira, wala na siyang say. Yung 7 lang ang may majority ang nagsabi. Okay? Let's elaborate. Try your study. Somebody to please read. Linnea.
Prior study. The outcome of quantitative research can be used for a previous study of another research. Many scholars and researchers study and analyze the outcome of previous research to establish their research hypothesis or research problem. The results of quantitative research are more reliable than qualitative research and can be used easily to deduce conclusions.
Very good. Okay, so what are the strengths of using quantitative method? Quantitative research tries to recognize and isolate specific variables contained within the study framework or yung theoretical framework. Seek correlation. That is your, what we call this? conceptual framework. On your conceptual framework, anong hinahanap mo? Correlation, connection, relationship, ganoon, no? Relationship and causality. What are the causes, correct? And attempt to control the environment in which the data is collected. When you say attempt to control the environment in which the data is collected, meaning to say you have a control variable and dependent variable, okay? Experimental group, no? Yung mga experimental group, yung iyong ah yun yung iyong binabago ang data. For example, ang nakuha mo ng data ay 4, very good lang. Tapos may other questions pa dun sa iyong questionnaire. Ano yung mga, may suggestion, no? May suggestion at may comments, tama? Tapos, ang nilagay mo ang karaniwan, sabi is, maliliit yung pearl, for example. Yung isa, binago mo yung pearl. Yung isa naman, yung pearl ng isa ganito kalalaki. Tapos yung pearl ng isa naman ay ganito lang kalalaki. Mas maliit, no? Mas maliit dun sa isa. So, ang tawag daw mga control variables, aalamin mo kung ano ang mas gusto nilang laki ng pearl. So, with that, yung controlled variable mo is yung sa inyong experimental research na to, alamin mo kung anong size ng pearl sa milk tea mo ang mas gusto nila. So ito, ang sinasabi nito is kinokontrol mo yung environment. Kinokontrol mo yung variable. Among the specific strengths of using quantitative method to study social sciences research problems are, but before that, let me say good morning to Don. Yes.
Good morning, sir. I'm sorry I'm late po.
Na-late ka ng gising?
Hindi po.
Okay.
Po.
Nahirapan
Sorry,
sa connection. Okay.
Opo.
Allows for a broader study. Anyway, naka-record naman itong meeting na ito at isa-share ko na lang para yung mga late na dumating you can review our discussion here. So it allows for a broader study involving a greater number of subjects and enhancing the generalization of the results. It allows for the greater, could you please read, Deb? May microphone ka na ba?
Okay na po, sir.
Okay.
Follow din, sir. Number 2 allows for greater objectivity and accuracy of results. Generally, quantitative methods are designed to provide summaries of data that support generalizations about the phenomenon under study. In order to accomplish this, quantitative research usually involves few variables in many cases and employs prescribed procedures to ensure validity and reliability.
Correct. Okay. So, kanina ko pa na-explain yung part na yan. Anyway, next. Thank you very much, Deb. Next is applying well-established standards means that research can be replicated. Okay? Again, replicated. You can do the same study, but you're not going to copy the whole study. You can replicate different setting, different sample. Okay. You can summarize vast sources of information and make comparisons across the categories and over time. Personal bias can be avoided by keeping a distance from participating subjects and using accepted computational techniques. What are the limitations of quantitative method? Quantitative data is more efficient and able to test hypotheses, but may miss contextual detail. Meaning to say, it doesn't explain why. It just explains the number. It just explains numerical data. But sometimes, numerical data cannot explain the why. So you need to ask question. Bakit niya nasabi yun? For example, uh, approved dito sa taong to, sa kanila naman hindi. Ba't niya binigyan ng 1? Nakita mo sa iyong data, sa questionnaire, may sumagot ng 1 at yung isa naman, at karamihan sumagot ng 5. Kumbaga, out of 100, 100, no, may sumagot ng 1. Pero yung 99 sumagot ng 5. It's questionable. Bakit 1? Ba't may sumagot ng 1? Diba? Tatanungin mo yun. Ngayon, you had to find that person. Bakit siya sumagot ng 1? Kasi that's, a phenomenon. Nakakaiba siya. Bakit siya nagsagot ng 1? Ba't yung 99, 100, 5, excellent. Yung isa naman 4. So you have to ask that question, bakit? Saan? Bakit may kakaiba siyang data? No? So, yung pala, hindi niya gusto yung taste kasi bakit kaya? Meron siyang past experience pala, or about that particular product. So the context or the deeper meaning of the data are being missed. Baka meron pang deeper understanding na mapoprovide yung isang data na yon. Okay. Unlike sa qualitative data, when you interview people, lahat ng mga sasabihin nila are authentic. And it is inflexible. Pag sayang rigid, inflexible, cannot be kumbaga napaka-objective mo lang, no? What if may other data pa na makuha? Next is the development of standard question by researchers can lead to structural bias. Parang magkakasame lang yung explanation ng lahat. And false representation where the data actually reflects the view of the researcher instead of the participating subject. Maaaring nagtatanong kayo sa SW. For example lang mayroong mga sinasabi na mga question, 70% of the Filipino agree that we have a good government. Example lang. Pero magtatanong pa, hindi yata ako natanong, hindi ako kasama, 'di ba? Bakit? Paano kaya kinuha yung sample? Saan kaya nanggaling 'yon? No? Do you experience that same question? Natanong na ba kayo ng survey?
Ipo.
'Di ba? Parang na-represent ka kaagad ng ibang tao, no? Nagkakaroon ng structural bias. Or tinanong lang kung may mga tanong na yes or no, ang tawag na close-ended question na kung saan may other explanation ka pa with that. Pero dahil ang choices mo lang ay yes or no, part of you is saying yes, pero may part of you are saying no. Hindi mo na na-explain yung part of you na nagsasabi na no. So, nandun ka na sa yes agad. Okay? So, nagkakaroon ng structural bias. The results provide less detail on behavior, attitude, and motivation. Same explanation ng previous na nasabi ko. Okay, researcher may collect a much narrower and sometimes superficial data set. Okay, so sometimes out of, for example, ilang milyon na ba ang Philippines? Hello?
100 million, sir.
O sabihin natin 100 million na ang Philippines. Pero ang mga data na nababasa natin madalas ay 1 out of 1,000 Filipinos. So ang sample lang pala ay 1,000. Pero 100 million tayo. Do you get my point? Narrower ang ang data mo, ang data set mo. The results are limited as they provide numerical descriptions rather than detailed narrative and generally provide general or less elaborate accounts of human perception. Okay, same explanation na lang din. Okay, kaya naman ang ginagawa natin, we replicate the study. Meaning to say, inuulit ang study, same idea, but different setting para yung study ay mas lumaki. Mas lumaki ang scope. Kasi ibang data na naman yung kinuha mo. Pero same research problem. The researcher is often carried out in a natural artificial environment so that a level of control can be applied to the exercise. This level of control might not be normal, be in place in the real world, thus yielding laboratory results as opposed to real world results. And lastly, kaya yung sabi ko nga kanina, yung nagko-control ka ng variable mo. Maaaring ino-ayan mo ang variable mo or not close enough to the real world results. Okay, preset answers will not necessarily reflect how people really feel about a subject and in some cases might just be the closest match to the preconceived hypothesis. Okay, so we're done with the explanation of the whole module. What I want you to do now is answer your module activity 1, activity 2. For activity 1, you're going to write a word that describes the characteristics of quantitative research. Okay, and then explain. Okay, you're going to think 5 words. Okay, and on the second column, write a sentence that explains each word that you wrote. For activity 2, you're going to write 5 strengths of qualitative, 5 strengths of quantitative, and on the middle, dito sa gitna, ano yung similarity, kung may similarity, using this Venn diagram. And then, weaknesses, 5 weaknesses here on the left for the qualitative, and on the right, 5 weaknesses for the quantitative, and on the center, what are their similarities. Kung ano yung nagkaparehas sa side na to, at ano yung sa side din na ito, yun lang ang isusulat dito sa gitna. Okay? And with that, we're going to have our assessment rubric with that. Let's remember that quantitative research is objective and uses large sample size and is a systematic investigation of data that uses computational method. It analyzes large data samples through statistical methodologies, and the outcomes of this research is generalizable. When you say generalizable, the answer of the few will be the answer of the whole, and can explain phenomena that explains in a large population. Though it is characteristically useful, it has also its fair share of strengths and limitations. Okay, so you're going to answer up to let's apply. Okay, so the remaining time will be for you to answer the module, and then what you're going to do is take photos of your module, and then convert those image into PDF file. If you're not aware of doing that, pwede kayong mag-download sa inyong phone ng PDF Maker.